I got a bluegill on here, and there's a big old bass in here. He is not thrilled about. He's got it. He's got it. There he is. Yes. Yes. What's going on, guys? Today we are out here and we're going to be trying up some GOOGAN baits. We're out here in the Indiana Canal, and we are going to be using some weightless rigs, and I'm also going to be trying a weighted head to see if I can catch some fish off the bottom. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I can get into a few bass. There we go. First fish. Oh my gosh. Wow, that scared the crap out of me. That thing shot out of the water at it. Well, that's my first fish. And that was on the GOOGAN Baits drag and drop. I'm Texas rigging that bait. Just a little bit smaller than like a 5-inch Senko, which is why I really like it. All right, gonna go for the release. Super clear water. It's really cool that you can see a lot of these bass in here. Hard to believe it, but that fish hit it so hard it took the entire bait off the hook. So I'm using watermelon red. The GOOGAN baits are a great brand, great lures. There's 9 in each pack. And I tell you what, the bass sure seem to love it. Only been here a few minutes now. There's something. It's just some damn bluegills. Well, that's a good sign that there's a fish in here. Ripped the tail off and all I got was one scale. Alright, I think I'm gonna get a big one on this guy. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look at that. That's a state record. Another largemouth. That's a squeaker. A little 6-inch fish. Hit it right off the weed edge. All the way down. As much as I hate getting in the weeds, I think the key to today's video is definitely going to be staying a little deeper. Water's still pretty chilly. Also with the wind, it's pretty hard to fish a weightless rig. Monster bass. Monster bass. Come on, eat that. Well, this is the second time that this has happened to me. The tails are getting ripped off. These are not bluegill proof, that's for sure. 100% not bluegill proof. There's one. That was actually really cool because I got to see him bite. And although that bluegill ripped its tail right off, it still works, which is the best thing about it. I mean, if the bait's no longer usable, that's frustrating, but at least I can still catch some fish like this. So, another bass, probably 12-13 inch range on the ripped up GOOGAN bait. Still working though. You can tell these fish are pretty full. Their bellies are massive. They're eating well. A lot of bluegill in here. A lot of bluegill. There we go. Man, that guy hit it nice. Man, he went crazy for it. Just inhaled it. Yeah, I think switching over to the weighted head is the best decision I made today. Unfortunately, I don't have pliers. They broke on me. I only have short pliers, so I'm gonna probably have to use those. Short little braid cutters. Another 12 or 13 inch bass. This one came from the opposite side. He just swims right back down. It's beautiful. So if I were to compare this to something, I would say this is basically a Ned rig, just a little bit longer. When it's ripped, it's not as long, but there we go. Dadgum. Man, he is not happy about that. There we go, another bass, and there's a monster that was chasing this guy. This is definitely the biggest one of the day. We'll take that. We'll take that all day. It's a good one. I'll throw him over here. So I'm gonna see if I can get this guy that's all pissed off. Can you run me my pole real fast? I don't want to lose this. Yes, please. There's a monster in here and I don't want to lose him. Like, a sight of him, I should say. I don't know where he's at now, but I'll find him. Oh, there he is. He's chasing the bluegills. Yes, 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 yes. I got a bluegill on here, and there's a big old bass in here. He is not thrilled about. He's got it. He's got it. There he is. Yes. Yes. Got him. That is a big old bass. He just ate a live bluegill. He just ate a live bluegill. I got him. So pumped right now. I can feel the muscle in this guy. Wow. That was incredible. I've never seen anything like that before. Tail's all cut up. Everything is ripped to shreds. Wow, incredible. Paid off. I specifically went for a little bluegill, the smallest one I could get. Chucked it right in there, and this guy just demolished it. I threw a live bluegill in because he chased after a bass so hard. Freaking pumped about this fish right here. This is a 3.5 pounder, I'd say. Giant bass, giant bass. Probably full of eggs, spawning fish. Tail's all ripped up. Great, great bass. Super pumped. That's one beast of a bass. He just swims right back deep down in there. Awesome. So pumped about that because I got him on a live bluegill. You can't beat that at all. I don't know if he swallowed that bluegill or what, but the bluegill disappeared. That was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it. He wouldn't take a single lure. So I decided to go with the live bluegill. Threw in some crappie nibbles, caught me a small bluegill, which I'm lucky about because there's some monster bluegills in here. He could have never taken a big bluegill. Sure enough, it worked out. So incredibly happy right now. I'm getting rigged back up. I'm gonna put on that weighted hook again and some more of those GOOGAN baits. The GOOGAN baits work incredibly well. For some reason, just a couple of these bed bass in here, they just don't like it. They want something a little more action. There he is. Another one on the GOOGAN baits. And this guy, he just came up on it and he couldn't handle it. I watched him come up from right behind him and just smash it. Man, these things are getting chunky in here. I've been coming in here with a lot colder weather and these fish have not been cooperating nearly as well as they are today. Finally warming up, the spawn's taking place and these fish are just going insane. This is not a long fish, but he's very healthy, very chunky, thick fish. Another one falls victim to the GOOGAN baits drag and drop. Even though this doesn't have a swim bait tail, it still wiggles pretty well. It acts similar to that. There he is. Wasn't sure if he had it or not, but I couldn't see my bait anymore, so I assumed he had inhaled it, and sure enough. This one's smaller than the last couple, especially that one monster, but it is another fish. They kind of like the reaction bite. I'm a little shocked. Didn't think it was that warm yet that they were going to be going crazy. There's a fish on the other bank, and every time I throw over there, he acts like he's interested. He'll come right up to it. There's a different one. Completely different fish. Was not expecting this one at all. But I'll take it. Almost scared me a little bit because I was looking for the other one. Goodness gracious. This has been a great day out here. These baits are working incredible. Another awesome largemouth. Right off the other shore, I'm throwing it in the grass and then bringing it right into the water. and they think it's probably a frog or a turtle or a small bird, and they're just going nuts on it. There he is, right over the weeds. Anytime you see a splash, you got to throw to it. Usually that means there's a fish or school of fish or something hitting some bait. Whenever you're seeing fish hit that bait, you got to throw in there, because anything's liable to happen. Could be a 10-pounder for all you know. Just like that, another bass falls victim. Pretty much off that drain pipe. I'm assuming the water around there is just a little bit different temperature-wise, and that's why those fish are going there. The GOOGAN baits, they rip a little bit. That was a fish. Seeing a bass chasing another bass. He was hungry. Bass was almost darn near the same size. There he is. Well, there's something. Is that a bass or is this a bluegill? Oh, it's a bluegill. Well, I guess GOOGAN baits will catch both. That's a heck of a bluegill. I'll take him though. Get a whole mess of these, you got dinner. There ain't nothing better than eating some bluegill. I love them. That's a great, beautiful, beautiful little bluegill. I love how clear this water is. You can see everything. You can see the fish swim back down. You can see them coming up. It's awesome. Got 4 left. I'm gonna have to get me a couple more of these. They really do work well. And I like the slim profile to them. So it's a little easier to catch fish. Not get too tangled or not too overwhelmed with how much bait you have on here. There he is. Got another one. Oh my gosh, these fish are getting huge. Couple twitches right in front of his face. You can see them from shore. They don't like it. That's the second best one of the day. That's a 15, 16 incher. Thick. He's not super fat, but definitely a spawning bass. We're gonna watch him swim right back down to the bottom. There he goes. Awesome fish. He actually swam right over to the bed again. He just parked right back on his bed. So I think if I had to choose between the baits that I'm commonly using, I'm using the Yum Swimming Dinger, I'm using the Ned Rigs by Z-Man, and I'm also throwing in the GOOGAN baits now. And if I had to choose between the three, I would probably pick the GOOGAN baits simply because it's a slim design. It's similar to the Yum Swimming Dinger, but that tail doesn't rip off as easy. I would say the overall softness of the bait is a little softer with the GOOGAN baits, but I think that the Yum Swimming Dinger, the swim bait tail rips off way easier than it does with the GOOGAN baits. The reason I'm picking those two over the Ned Rig is simply because the Ned Rig doesn't have much action. Up, down, no tail flapping. So, not that any of them are bad baits, but for today's mission of fishing, I would say that in this canal, the best is probably the GOOGAN baits. This is what I've been throwing all day, and I think I'm getting lucky with it. There's a fish right there, as I'm talking about him, right off the bottom. Another insane largemouth. Holy wow, this guy is thick. They're just hammering these bluegills. I keep looking in their mouths to see if I can see anything in there, and I've seen a few tails, some scales. They're just blowing up on these fish. But like you can see right here, that guy's full. A big fish. I mean, for a 14-inch fish, they shouldn't be weighing that much. It's insane in here. There's one. Well, I think we're gonna end the day with this guy. He's no stud, but it's always fun to get out here and catch them, especially when you're trying some new baits. Well, I think we're gonna end the day with this guy. Caught him on the GOOGAN baits, the Slim Shake, another 12-inch bass. Love coming out here and catching these fish. So I think we're gonna end it with that. Thanks guys for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on another lawn mowing, outside, neighborhood canal fishing video. Peace, y'all.